Hi Aries, welcome to your love reading for February 2020. Let's go ahead and see what is coming up for you. This is a love reading for the sign of Aries for February 2020. The first card you have is the Queen of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Aries for February. You've got Nine of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Aries for February. Death. Love reading for the sign of Aries for February. Five of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Aries for February. You've got the Hierophant. Love reading for the sign of Aries for February. The Moon. Love reading for the sign of Aries for February. Three of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Aries for February. Knight of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Aries for February. And you've got the Sun. What's the most important thing that the sign of Aries needs to hear about their love life for February 2020? The message that you have, Aries, is the Nine of Swords. So you definitely want to take it easy when you're overthinking things, because I see a lot of things going on in this spread, which I'm going to get into in a minute. But the Nine of Swords is telling you that you could really kind of be tearing yourself apart mentally in the month of February. This does represent perhaps a lot of fears coming up for you, a lot of worrying, a lot of agonizing about your love life. So we'll come back to this card in a minute and see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. Let's go ahead and start at the top. If you'd like a private reading with me, I'll put a link to my website, channeledguidance.com. Okay, so you're actually starting with a court card. You've got the Queen of Cups, Nine of Cups, and Death. So some of you could be dealing with a water sign. This would be Cancer, Scorpio or Pisces, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. It can even be you if you have a moon or rising in a water sign, or it can be someone who's in a very emotional place, because you do have this lined up with the Five of Cups. Perhaps you're in a really emotional place, perhaps waiting to see, what is going to happen with a relationship where you're worried sick. Perhaps you're worried sick that you're not going to be able to stay in a marriage, or you're worried sick someone is not going to return to you. This is a lot of worrying, a lot of stress, a lot of agonizing. So you might be the Queen of Cups even if you're not a water sign. Now I feel like things will change for you in a dramatic way, because you've got the Nine of Cups here and you've got Death. So the Nine of Cups, this represents not only wish fulfillment, but this represents you being emotionally on top of the world. Like you've gotten everything that you've wanted. You felt extremely happy, which is the opposite energy here. It's like you were devastated, you lost someone that you loved, and now you can't believe your good luck. Everything has changed. You've got the Death card. So this can represent the sign of Scorpio, but this just means that there was a very dramatic ending, and there's going to be an even more dramatic new beginning. So some of you, it could be someone that maybe asked for a divorce. That's one thing that comes up, or broke up with you, and now like everything is kind of being changed in the month of February. Your wish can come true to maybe undo some type of ending that happened perhaps last month or last year. Now if you look at the next row here, and you've got the Five of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Moon. So the Hierophant can represent the sign of Taurus, the Moon can represent the sign of Pisces, but there is unhappiness here. It's like the sign of Aries has been very hurt. The Five of Cups is tears, sadness. You're mourning the loss of a relationship, the loss of a person. This is a sense of sadness that you can't quite shake off. And I do see you in a very kind of emotional place here with the Moon. But the Moon always represents that things are not as they seem. So some of you may think, this person that maybe walked out on you or has disappointed you in some way, perhaps it's your husband or your wife. You may be stressing about something that is not even true. Because, keep in mind the Nine of Swords is worry without merit. So whatever it is that you're worrying about, it may not even be true. You may be thinking somebody cheated on you. You may be thinking somebody does not love you anymore. It may not be true with the Moon. It can be self-deceit. Because you actually have the Hierophant right in the center of the reading. So if this is not the sign of Taurus for you, this is a soulmate. This is a kindred spirit, a soulmate. This can represent a marriage. It also just means this is someone that you truly, truly belong with. So it could be that maybe the person you belong with has broke your heart. They have walked away. And again, looks are deceiving because you do have the Moon with the Death card. There's going to be a dramatic change there. And I do see you in a place in February where you're just overwhelmed emotionally. You're very, very happy with the Nine of Cups. Now, if you look at this bottom row, and I'll hold them up for you if you can't see them. Because you've got the Three of Pentacles here, which means that you have done everything that you can for a relationship or a marriage. You invested so much time, so much energy, so much love. It could be that it's You know, this is something that's going to take time because you have the Knight of Pentacles, kind of slow progress, but you will get there. All of this leads to the Sun. This is success, and it also represents marriage. So for some of you, perhaps, you know, because you have a marriage card here and a marriage card here, that, you know, your marriage is surviving. It could be that this reading is telling you that your marriage is not going to end, or it can even be a relationship that you were hoping that this person was the one, and I think they are. It could be that this marriage still can happen, but the Sun just represents happiness. There is positive energy. So although I see the sign of Aries very emotional, crushed, disappointed, but then I see you on the opposite side. I see you feeling on top of the world. Like, I can't believe this is really happening. I can't believe they came back. I can't believe they still love me. Kind of all those things. Looks are deceiving with the moon. Okay, let me get you a few more. Let's see what else comes up for you. What other messages are there for the sign of Aries for February 2020? You've got the Nine of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Aries for February. You've got Queen of Swords. And you've got the Fool. So you do have a new beginning here with the Fool. And you've got another court card here, an air sign. So Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. It can be male or female, sun, moon, or rising. And again, it can also be you if you have a moon or rising in an air sign. But I mean, what I see here is that you've got, I feel like you have some type of decision to make in the month of February. Because I mean, you've got the Fool, which means that there is a new beginning available to you. Because I mean, you've already got the Death card here, which is an ending and a new beginning. But this is a new beginning where there is some type of risk. It could be that maybe you're risking your heart, because I feel like somebody has really disappointed you. There have been tears shed over somebody. But with the Fool, you're going to have to really just trust your heart and your intuition as far as maybe giving this person a second chance. You've got the Nine of Pentacles here. So this is, I feel like this is you, because the Nine of Pentacles is telling you to do what's best for you. Some of you may be thinking, I don't know what to do about this person. I don't know if I should trust them again. I don't want to be hurt again. What should I do? The Nine of Pentacles is saying put yourself first. Because again, I see you in a kind of very stressed place in the month of February, like agonizing. Perhaps you're agonizing, you know, what to do over a marriage or over a relationship. Just, you know, kind of don't overthink things, because this can also be you. Even if you don't have air in your chart. This is someone who's very much in their head and who's not trusting their intuition. And the Fool is telling you that you need to trust your intuition. Okay, so let's get a few more. Let's get them from the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Aries for February 2020? You've got Knight of Swords. What other messages are there for the sign of Aries for February? Three of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Aries for February. And the Hangman. What's the most important thing that Aries needs to hear about their love life for February 2020? You've got the Emperor. So the Emperor is telling you you've got to stay in control, especially with something like this as the main energy from the other deck. You could be highly stressed, very emotional with the Moon being in the spread and the Five of Cups under the Hangman. Stay in control. Don't lose it. Don't get overwhelmed. Stay in the driver's seat. Now, as far as these three cards here, I mean, these two cards are opposite energies here. You've got the Knight of Swords, which means that, I mean, you've got a lot of things going on over here first, but I mean, the Knight of Swords is telling you that things could change very, very quickly for you. This is, you know, perhaps a lot of things shifting for you in the month of February. Like I said, this is the opposite, because the Hangman is stuck. He's in limbo and he's not going anywhere. He's stuck because he needs to change the way that he's thinking. So this can represent you, or it can be the person that you love. Perhaps, you know, they need to, you know, perhaps someone is overthinking here with the Queen of Swords. But this is being stuck, being in limbo. But then, you know, everything changes very quickly. You've got the Three of Wands, which is telling you that, you know, the best is yet to come. So some of you could be very disappointed in a partner, in a relationship, in a marriage. But this is a card of waiting. Like if you're, you know, if you just wait for things to change, if you just wait maybe for the truth to come out, because you've got the Moon here. There could be secrets, things you don't know about the person that you love, why they did what they did, why they made certain decisions. You'll have clarity. Wait. The Three of Wands is telling you just wait. And again, you may eventually know the things that you don't know right now. Something that maybe could change everything. Again, the Knight of Cups, a wish being granted, and the Sun, a very positive outcome, perhaps to a very kind of painful breakup, a very painful situation in a marriage. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the X spread. Aries, let's go ahead and see what's going on between you and your ex for the month of February. Aries and their ex for February 2020. You've got Page of Swords, Aries and their ex, February 2020. Seven of Cups. Aries and their ex for February 2020. Two of Swords. Aries and their ex for February. Knight of Wands. Aries and their ex for the month of February. The Emperor, which you also had in the first spread. Aries and their ex for the month of February. The Tower. Aries and their ex for the month of February. Okay, so this card jumped out for you, and it is the Two of Pentacles. Aries and their ex for February. The Ace of Wands. Aries and their ex, February. And the Six of Swords. So, I mean, there could definitely be a big change in situation with your ex. Keep in mind, this is a general reading, but, I mean, you've got the Tower here, so it's like everything can change dramatically. You've also got the Ace of Wands here, which does represent a new beginning. And this is a card that you want to see, either this or Judgment, when you're asking about an ex, because this represents a clean slate. Like, all is forgiven, all is forgotten, you don't get back together with the same crap haunting you. This is a true new beginning. So I do see it here for you. Of course, you have the Six of Swords, same thing. This is getting away from a really difficult time. But first, you have to deal with what's going on in the first row. You have the Page of Swords, the Seven of Cups, and the Two of Swords. So there is, there is stuck energy around you and your ex. You did have the Hangman in the first spread. Like, the relationship is just stuck. Again, this is just for exes, although it can't, if it resonates, if you're still together, if it resonates, then this is still your reading. But the Two of Swords does mean that someone's refusing maybe to make a decision. Perhaps, someone's refusing to be honest, because the very first card that I pulled for you, Aries, is actually the Page of Swords. It's like someone needs to speak their truth, although keep in mind the truth could be that this person still loves you. But with this message here, this energy, this is someone who is refusing to take action, refusing to do anything. And this is about, like, communication, the truth. And it could be that maybe this person does not want to kind of, take action because they're still in a very confused place. You have the Seven of Cups, very emotional place. They may not know what they want yet. They're completely lost, emotionally scattered. But I do see that changing in the next row. So you could be dealing with somebody right now who's kind of maybe not taking any type of action towards you. You're hearing nothing, zero communication. They seem to have fallen off the face of the earth. Surprise, they're back. Surprise, they're back here. You've got the Emperor right in the center of the reading. So this is someone who's finally taking control. This is not being in control. This is being emotionally all over the place, not knowing what you want, being completely lost. You don't want to be there, but I feel like this person just needs to get their act together. Once they're kind of in their own power, be ready, because this person will come for you. You've got the Knight of Wands. This is someone who's not going to stop until they get what they want. This is someone who is going to pursue you, who's not going to back down. Again, this is a dramatic change since we're dealing with an ex here. If this person dumped you, walked out on you, said they didn't care, found someone else, it's like there is a night and day difference here. And I feel like this is about the Emperor. This person finally knows what they want. They didn't know here. They didn't want to take action here. They didn't speak the truth here, but they finally know what they want. And everything can change very dramatically with the Tower. I feel like as soon as they know what they want, this person is back. Now, this last row, I'll hold them up for you if you can't see them. We've got the Two of Pentacles here, which does represent that perhaps this person, again, they're still figuring this out. You have the Seven of Cups right there. This does represent everything's kind of up in the air. This person, perhaps right now, they're being very wishy-washy because they don't know what they want. Again, with the Seven of Cups and the Two of Swords, that is not someone who's ready to take action, but I do see them ready eventually here. Knight of Wands, the Emperor, and the Tower. Right now, this person's just, they keep going back and forth as far as a true new beginning with you. Again, a clean slate. A true new beginning. None of the same stuff following you. The issues from the past. I see a relationship continuing to move forward here with the Six of Swords. This means you're leaving all the negativity, all the drama, all, the very challenging times behind you. You're leaving it all behind. But I feel like what you're waiting for here is for this person to really take back their power, for them to really know what they want, maybe for them to, realize what they've lost. Okay, let's get a few more. Let's see what else comes up for you. What other messages are there for the sign of Aries about their ex for February? You've got Ten of Swords, Aries and their ex for February. Ten of Swords, Eight of Swords, and Nine of Pentacles, which you also had in the first spread. So, you're being told here, I feel like your ex will be back. And again, since this card was also in the first spread, this is telling you that you've got to look out for yourself. Do what's best for you. If you don't really trust your ex anymore, then don't go there again. But I feel like this person, again, they will be back for you. The Knight of Pentacles is saying do what's best for you. If taking them back makes you feel terrible, makes you feel awful, then don't do it. Because possibly for some of you, there could have been a betrayal here with the Ten of Swords. Or perhaps this person just deeply hurt you because you did have the Five of Cups in the first spread. They really broke your heart. They disappointed you. And this is a card of not being able to move on. You also got, ironically, you've got the Eight of Swords with it. Because the Eight of Swords is also someone who's stuck and doesn't really know how to move forward. You know, when I said that, if this is, I mean, this is a general reading, but if you're dealing with someone that maybe was already married or was in another relationship, they may not know how to leave that relationship. They may be afraid, especially if they're, you know, if they're married or there's children involved. I feel like if it's that situation, this person does want to come back to you. They don't know how. I feel like there's something between you and your ex that's very complicated. And if it's not another person, it's not marriage, it's not children, it could just be they don't know what they want yet. But eventually they will. And then when they do know, be ready because they're going to come back for you. Okay, let's get a few from the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Aries for February 2020? You've got the Ten of Pentacles, Aries and their ex for February. Three of Pentacles, Aries and their ex for February. And the Magician. So now you've got the Magician and the Emperor right next to each other, which is very empowering. I mean, this is about manifesting. This is about manifesting, making things happen, making magic happen. Again, this is taking control, action, being in the driver's seat. It's like somebody needs to be in control. This is not, again, I've told you this is not in control. So I feel like you're dealing with someone that is just completely lost. And, you know, kind of, you know, things are very unstable for them. Or they could be in a very unstable place where they just, you know, they can't make a decision right now. You've got, I just realized now you have two number twos, Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles. The twos sometimes do have to do with choices. Choosing between two things, two people, two outcomes. You know, and there is a marriage here. I don't know, that keeps coming up. For some of you, you could be dealing with an ex who is married or got married. But this can also just be a relationship. Getting back on track, commitment. The Three of Pentacles is saying that there's going to have to be a lot of time and effort invested in this. This is about teamwork, working together. So you can't exactly bring back your ex if they're not ready yet. Again, the cards are being very specific. That's, you know, this person really needs to take back their power. Because I don't think it's you. I don't get the feeling that it's you. I feel like it's the person that you're dealing with that's, you know, they're in la la land here. They don't know what they want. And I feel like this person has not truly spoken the truth to you. Whatever that means to you. You haven't quite heard the truth. But I feel like eventually this person is going to be ready to take action. And I do still see your relationship there. Okay, let's see if anything else stands out. And then I'll get a bonus card for you. So, with the fact that the Tower is here is telling me that there will be a dramatic change, especially from all of this. You know, again, if you've heard nothing from this person, zero communication, this person seems extremely wishy-washy. They don't know what they want with the Seven of Cups. They're just completely lost, confused. They're refusing to do anything about your relationship. Once they're back in their own power, surprise, this person's going to be ready. And I see a true new beginning here for you with the Ace of Wands. This is a clean slate. So you're not going to be dealing with the same stuff, the same issues. A true new beginning where you're getting away from a very, very kind of difficult time here. Okay, so let me get you a bonus card from this deck here. It's a Love Oracle. And let's see what comes up for you. What message is there for the sign of Aries as far as the person that they love? What message is there for the sign of Aries for February 2020 as far as the person that they love? Short term. Now, when I see this card, it usually does make me feel like this maybe was kind of a short term soul contract for some of you. It could be that maybe, you know, it was meant to kind of, you know, last only a very limited time. But considering, I have to consider everything that I've pulled here, everything that I've said until I pull this card, it could very well be that your breakup, this time apart with the person that you love, is something that's short term. This is not something that's going to last forever, because the first spread that I did for you was very positive. I mean, look at this. You had the Sun and you had the Fool. So the Sun's the most positive card in the deck, which always means yes, you'll get back together, or yes, this person still loves you, success. And you had the Fool, you know, a new beginning, to you taking a giant leap of faith. You know, that also when you had the Death card and the Hierophant. So again, the Hierophant is, you know, kindred spirits, soulmates, And the Death card means there is going to be a huge change. So whoever this person was, they were not ready, or they walked away from you, or they hurt you. This card could be telling you that, yes, you're going through something really, really painful right now. Because you did have, the Nine of Swords was the main energy for you from the first spread that I did for you. Which is, you've been doing a lot of agonizing, tearing out your hair, worrying yourself sick, sleepless nights over this person. You've been deeply hurt, the Five of Cups, very disappointed in this person. There have been a lot of tears shed. But you've had a lot of positive cards. So for many of you, this is just something that's not going to last forever. It's something that's short term. I feel like you're just waiting for someone to realize what they want, for somebody to kind of be back in their own personal power, to be ready to take action as far as a new beginning with you. Okay, Aries, this has been your love reading for February 2020. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you again next month.